Hi, it's Jez here from nigezza.co.uk, and I'm here today to show you how I made a gift box to go with this. You remember this 18th birthday card that I did? Well, I wanted to make the gift match it. So I've made this box here, and as you can see, it perfectly matches this card very nicely. Okay, so stay tuned and I'll show you how I did this. Okay, so to make the box you need a piece of cardstock that's 9 inches by 6 7/8. This is to fit the box I'm making. Okay, so we're going to score on the long side at 3 1/2, 4 1/4, 7 3/4 and 8 1/2. Then we're going to turn 90 degrees and we're going to score at 3/4, 5 3/8, 6 1/8. And then we're going to do a little bit of cutting out. So we need to cut that bottom rectangle out there. And we're going to cut up all of these straight lines, and we're going to notch in what will be the flaps. So this is the closed bottom of the box. And then on the top we're going to cut down all of the straight lines. We're going to completely snip away this one here, take it at a slight diagonal. We're going to cut that one off there and snip that. And cut that one there. And again, snip these in slightly. They're going to form our flap closures, and then that one's going to be the back, so that's the one that's going to fold down. So this is the one that we're going to cut off. And you can do it on a trimmer, or you can be careful with your scissors, cut across that line there. And so that's your box shape. You're going to round these corners here, but we'll fold and burnish first. You could of course fold and burnish before you cut, if you want to. And then this side. There we go. Now you could, at this stage, stick your DSP on if you wanted to. I'm going to assemble my box. So we want to round the corners using our lovely new punch. And rounding the corners just helps it tuck in nicely. Okay, so we're going to put some glue down this side. I'm going to use Tombow because it's a box and I want it to hold well. Snail wouldn't be any good. Tear and tape would be fine. And then that should just hold together there nicely. I'm going to take a 3/4 inch circle punch and punch my thumb hole. Like that. And so then I want that to fold in and that to be the back of my box. Yep, and I'm going to have this as my front of my box that I'm going to decorate without the thumb hole. So I like to sandwich the flap, because then you can't see it on the inside. Not that you'd probably see it on this one anyway, because it's the nature of the size of the box. And then you can just use your bone folder and there, I don't know if you can see in there, probably not, but you haven't got your tab bits. So if I take my gift, that now fits beautifully in my box, and so now we're just going to decorate it with the lovely DSP. Okay, so I've done some matting and I decided to mat it on mint macaron because I thought it would give it a little bit more stability and make it look a little bit special. So I've done some of the mats, but not all of them. I will put the measurements on my blog, but basically we've got mint macaron, which is 4 3/8 by 3 1/4, and then the DSP is 4 1/4 by 3. No, 4 1/8. 4 1/8 by 3. And then for the side bits, we've got 4 1/2 by 5/8, and then the DSP is 3 1/4 by 1/4, and then the top and the bottom are 3 3/8 by 5/8. And the DSP is 3 1/4 by 1/2, but I will put all those measurements on my blog. Now, because I'm cut a thumb hole, you can sort of see we need to chop that off. So this is why you could choose to do it, mat it before you stick it together, but actually you can just take that off, and then that's fabulous. Right, now the front, this is going to be the front. I have done this ever so slightly different dimensions because I didn't want to cut into another piece of 12 by 12, and I'd actually used quite a lot of a sheet for the card, and so to get it all out of one sheet of 12 by 12, I've done the front a little bit different, but I want the front of the box to sort of match the card, so it didn't really matter. So we're going to do some stamping, and this is, as you can see, where I did the other one. So I'm going to get some mint macaron and some Tranquil Tide, and I've got my Happy Birthday from Happy Birthday Gorgeous, and I've got my bubbles from Bubble Over. So I'm going to do it this way so that I can cut it out. So we'll just do the Happy Birthday. And then we'll go around it as we did before for the front of the card. We're just going to go round it with Bubbles, darling. Do you remember Little Britain? Loved that show. My kids loved it too. Possibly shouldn't have been watching it, but most of the rudeness went over their heads, and what they didn't understand, we managed to explain away in an age-appropriate fashion. But there was so much of it that was just funny that it was fine. And my children and their dad we used to spend many a tea time or a family dinner where they would just quote Little Britain at each other. It used to be hilarious. Grandma used to look a bit confused because she didn't watch the show, but we were just crying with laughter. It was so funny. Anyway, so there's my bubbles, darling. Anybody watching this who's never watched Little Britain probably think, what is she going on about? Precisely, yes. Right, so I have, in order to, I've got my other side bits. Let's stick them on. I just layered them up, got a bit of Tombow, so we got some wigglage. Right there, wigglage was required, and then I'll stick that one on the bottom. You don't have to mat it a second time, you could just put the DSP straight on it, but I think it helps it pop a bit more, gives the box a little bit of extra strength, and if they choose to keep the box as a little keepsake box, it's got a little bit of extra strength on it. So I have got this, so we've got a 3 3/8 and 3 3/4, the same as we have for the back. This is the same size as the DSP on the back, 4 1/8 by 3, and then this was just the bit of DSP that was left over, and this is 3 1/2 by 2 3/4, and I'm going to have that slightly to the side because I've got a bottle which is going to go down there, so you don't really notice it. Okay, those were my thoughts. So I'm going to stick this on. So we've got packaging that matches the gift. I think that's cute. So stick that on. Stick the DSP on. Love these colours. Put my bottle on. I'm not going to have it stuck up. I'm not going to use any dimensionals on it. There we go. Got a little bottle lid. Go on the top. Got our beer label with 18. Got our happy birthday. I'm thinking a little bit of Tranquil Tide is required, I think, to make it pop out a bit more. What did I just do with the punch? I think I think it was getting a bit lost there. So I'm just gonna like that. So I'm going to centre that on there. And then I'm going to put a little balloon in the corner. Why have I got dimensional on there? So now it matches. Our card. Now before I stick that on, I'm going to put the present back in, because that'll be easier to stick this on, because it's got then something solid to push against. And there we have it. So that's our little gift box that matches our birthday card. Hope you like it. All the details will be on my blog, nigezza.co.uk, and I will put on it how I went about measuring to get this box to fit this exactly. So you'll be able to see how you can do it, so then you can just exchange the sizes for whatever thing that you've got that you're making a present for. Okay, see you again soon.